I'm actually nervous to film this video because I know how long it's gonna be, so I'm just gonna prepare you guys, get a snack, get a coffee, get something to eat or drink because this video is gonna be so long. So today I'm gonna be filming my most highly requested video ever of all time. All of you guys want to know what my personal favorite fragrances are because I haven't done a top favorite perfumes list in I think a year maybe, or even longer than that. I'm pretty sure it's over a year. My taste has totally changed from watching that video of my top favorite fragrances to now. I don't even like half of the fragrances in that list anymore. I don't even have bottles of them. So my taste has really evolved over mostly 2018. I've tried out so many different fragrances, designer, niche, indie, and to me it has nothing to do with the price tag, but my taste has just changed. I used to really like, sorry I'm going into a big tangent right now, but I'll just quickly tell you guys, I used to really love like sweet, fruity fragrances, and now that's like my least favorite genre of fragrances ever. I don't really like fruity fragrances. I guess as I've gotten older, I kind of more want to smell, I want to smell mature. I want people to take me seriously, which sounds kind of stupid, but that's kind of more my taste now. But there is a huge lineup. Guys, I have 16 fragrances here. These are my favorite fragrances in my collection. If I could only own 16 fragrances, these would be them. There is no specific order. There is no fragrance that I really love better, except for my number maybe 1 and 2. They're like my 2 favorite fragrances in the world right now, but the rest of them are just my favorites. So you guys are seeing out of my collection which fragrances are my ultimate favorites. I'm not going to go into each fragrance in depth of what it smells like too much. I'll give you like a little kind of quick brief, but just know that these are my 16 favorite fragrances ever at this current moment in time. Next year the list I'm sure would be totally different, but right now these are my 16 favorites. So I'm going to start off with a newer fragrance to my collection, and I've put it right at the back just because I don't want you guys to think that I'm being like disingenuous, because I haven't actually worn this one too much. I've worn it 4 times and I just know for a fact that this is definitely one of my favorite fragrances, and I think it is absolutely incredible. And if you like gourmands, you have to get this. I'm not joking right now, you have to get this fragrance if you're a gourmand lover. This is from Gallagher Fragrances, and I have to say this house has impressed me so incredibly much. I think that Daniel Gallagher has done an incredible job with his brand, and this fragrance is called Rosé All Day. This makes my mouth water. I'm not even joking. That's how incredibly delicious this scent is. It is really, really unique. I haven't actually smelt a gourmand like this ever in my life. How does it smell to me? It's kind of got this plum note in here, like a really beautiful juicy plum note with burnt brown sugar, like caramelized brown sugar. It's almost as well got a little bit of like this muffin, like a muffin, you know, in the background. This is total gourmand heaven, and I'm not going to be able to get much use of it right now because I'm coming into spring summer, but every time I've worn this I just fell harder and harder in love with it. So this to me is like a fall winter scent, a beautiful, delicious, cozy, sweet, delectable gourmand fragrance. So Gallagher Fragrances Rosé All Day. Did I even say the name of that? Really unique take on a gourmand, and it's definitely one of my favorites. So that's number 16. So next, the next fragrance that I'm going to talk about is from Maison Lancome, which is definitely one of my favorite like private designer lines. Every single scent that I've tried from Maison Lancome I have absolutely loved, and this one is Jasmine's Marzipan. Now when I first smelled this I was quite surprised, I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't what I was expecting, but now I'm really happy. I'm really happy that this fragrance is the way that it is, and I've said that before, but when I was looking at the notes of this fragrance, it kind of gave me a vibe that it would be really gourmand and really sweet. There was vanilla and almond and jasmine, and musk, and I was really expecting this very cozy, sweet scent, but it's really not. To me, Jasmine's Marzipan is a very, very beautiful, clean, soapy jasmine with a bitter almond note. Like the almond note in here is not very gourmand. It's more of like a bitter, crisp almond note, and it is just absolutely stunning. Obviously, there is a little tiny bit of a sweetness in here from the vanilla, but it's much more of like this clean jasmine scent. My favorite thing about Maze and Lancome fragrances is that they last forever. They are beast mode fragrances that last all day, and this is no different. It's a very kind of clean, like I said, clean, beautiful, delicate jasmine scent, but it lasts for a very, very long time on your skin. I see this working as an everyday scent, especially in the spring, summer months. It's so beautiful, and also kind of like a more work appropriate scent. I just think it's stunning and I love it so much. And it was in my wedding video as well, because I think that that would make a beautiful wedding day scent. So okay, moving on to my number 14. So I've talked about this one a lot. I'm not going to go into it too much, but this is Guerlain Angelique Noir. I have told you guys that Guerlain is my ultimate favorite fragrance house ever, and it was so hard. Like, I can't even explain it to you guys how hard it was for me to just pick one. I could have included Spiritus de Bleu Vanille and Tonka Imperial, but I chose Angelique Noir because I have like a weird connection with this fragrance, and that sounds really lame, but it's true. Like, there's something about Angelique Noir that really like resonates with me, and I just think it's absolutely stunning. It's a beautiful, sensual vanilla. I'm not gonna lie, I still don't love the opening, but the magic of this fragrance is the dry down. When you first spray it on, you get this angelica note, and it kind of smells a bit green and a bit bitter, but then once it dries down, it is the most stunning, sensual, expensive, luxurious vanilla that you have ever smelled. And I get a lot of compliments, like a lot. I'm not exaggerating, I get a lot of compliments with Angelique Noir when I wear it. I wore it so much in the winter. I haven't been wearing it as much right now, but you can wear it kind of all year round, but I definitely wore this one a little bit more in the winter because it made me feel really cozy and really warm. 13. I feel like we're only up to 13. Oh my god, I need to go a little bit faster. So the next fragrance that I'm gonna talk to you guys about is one that almost made it to my masterpiece fragrances video. This one I do consider like a 5 out of 5 fragrance. It is from Parfums de Marly, and this fragrance is called Herod. Now, I know that this one is actually marketed towards men, but don't let that scare you off. If you're a woman and you're watching this video, do not let that scare you off. Please, please, please give this fragrance a go, especially if you love sweet tobacco scents. Now, Parfums de Marly Herod. You guys, I don't know if you know what Redskins are. Please tell me. If you're in Australia, I know you're going to know what Redskins are. They were what we were given as a kid when you did something right, you got a lolly, and it was always a Redskin. Do you guys know about it in the US? Please let me know. But this smells identical. Absolutely identical to Redskins. Herod is one of the most popular fragrances I feel from Parfums de Marly, and for a good reason. I think it is so well deserved. This is one of the most incredible tobacco vanilla sort of scents that I've ever smelled. And if you're a woman, again, and you like fragrances like Tobacco Vanille from Tom Ford and, you know, Tom Ford Fucking Fabulous and all of those sort of more androgynous scents, I guess you could say, you would love Herod. Like, to me, this doesn't really smell overly masculine or anything like that. I think this would smell incredible on a woman, and I've been wearing it especially for nights out, and I get a lot of compliments with Herod. So Parfums de Marly Herod is absolutely phenomenal, and I couldn't live without it now. And like I said about Guerlain being my favorite fragrance house, Parfums de Marly is easily like in my top 3 fragrance houses ever of all time. So, okay, coming in at my number 12, I have a fragrance from the brand Memo Paris or Mimo Paris. And this fragrance is called Granada. And you can actually see I've made a little dent in there, but I use this one quite sparingly because it's so expensive, but I'm in love. I am absolutely in love with this scent, especially because, like I said, I'm in spring, coming into summer. This is literally what I want to wear every single day of my life. This is the most beautiful, feminine, flirtatious floral that I've ever smelled. So you know how there's floral fragrances out there, and I know I hate using this term because I think it's so mean, but you know, grandma florals, which I actually still like. This is not a grandma floral. This is a very flirtatious and kind of delicious floral fragrance that is very, very inviting on the skin. Like, I feel like this would be the perfect date fragrance. If you were going on a date in the summertime with a guy, wear this fragrance and he's going to be absolutely drooling. So how does it smell to me? It is a beautiful jasmine orange blossom scent with this honeysuckle vibe. Like, there is a note in here called grenadine syrup. It's like a honeyed white floral. It's so beautiful, and like I said, if I had the money, I would literally be wearing this one every single day, but I'm kind of using it quite sparingly. The next fragrance that I'm going to talk about is a vanilla, and this has to be one of my favorite vanilla fragrances ever. That's why it's made it to my list. You guys know I love gourmands, I love vanilla in my fragrances, and this surprisingly is probably my favorite vanilla, which is quite surprising. Like, I love Tihota from Indol Paris. That was my #1 in my vanilla video. But I wear this fragrance way more than I'm about to talk about. And this one is from Martin Micallef. And this is, got a hair on it, lovely. This is Vanille Orient. And I have never ever heard anybody talk about this scent. Oh, and I don't know why, because this is addictive. This is delicious, pure vanilla. It is just absolutely incredible. If you guys like Guerlain's Spiritus du Blé Vanille, this is quite similar, but this is a lot sweeter in my opinion, but they definitely have a similar, like the vanilla note kind of smells the same in both of the fragrances, and they definitely give me a similar vibe. I have compared them side by side, and like I said, this one is definitely sweeter. It's got vanilla, amber, musk, sandalwood, orchid, but it is just absolutely, like I said, addictive. I've worn quite a lot of this scent. This is a hidden gem of a fragrance for sure. I don't hear anybody talk about it. So Vanille Orient from Martin Micallef, absolutely delicious vanilla that I wear so much. And I also love layering this scent with a lot of different fragrances. I just really love it, and I couldn't not have that in my collection for sure. Okay, so ooh, we have a Chanel. Finally, I think I only have one Chanel in here. Wow, that's quite surprising because I do love the House of Chanel, and this fragrance, I think you guys are gonna know. I think you guys are gonna predict what it is. It is Coco Noir from Chanel. I still wear this one all the time and I still absolutely love it. It is a beautiful rose patchouli scent with some resins in there. There's a little bit of a sweetness. The patchouli is like this juicy, wet patchouli, and that sounded really wrong, but it is just the most gorgeous, juicy rose patchouli scent. Coco Noir makes me feel some type of way. Like, when I put this on, I feel very like businesswoman. I feel very sexy. I feel very powerful. I would actually say that if you're a man and you know the fragrance Acqua di Gio Profumo by Giorgio Armani, this is the feminine equivalent to that fragrance. Like 100% in my eyes, this is the feminine version of Acqua di Gio Profumo. That's very strong and powerful and very assertive. That is exactly what Coco Noir is to me. But there is a sexy twist to it for sure. So Coco Noir from Chanel definitely is my favorite from the House of Chanel. If I could only pick one, it'd probably be that one. I also love Chanson Fresh, but I have to say that Coco Noir is like my favorite. So yeah. Okay, so coming in, I don't even know where I'm up to. My #9 is a fragrance that I have loved for so long, and that's really rare for me. It is very rare for me to love a scent for more than a year. Usually I will love a fragrance for about a year or a few months, and then you kind of get bored, which is totally normal. That is completely normal if you fall in love with a scent, but then you kind of fall out of love with it and you kind of stop wearing it for a while. No. I have loved this fragrance for, I think, about 2 years now, and I still love it, and I still wear it, and I still highly recommend it. This is Lancome's La Nuit Trésor. Wow. Like I said, this fragrance has been riding with me for 2 years, and I absolutely love it, and I will forever have this fragrance in my collection because to me, this is a night out. This is very sexy. It's very fun, and that's probably the word that I would use to describe it. It's very fun, girly, addictive, sexy, and men go crazy for it. I don't think I've ever worn this scent and not had a compliment. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I only really wear this fragrance when I go clubbing. This is like the ultimate clubbing scent in my opinion. If you haven't seen my video, I made a video of my clubbing fragrances and this was my #1. For me, the notes that I smell the most is praline and lychee. There's like this kind of fruity, sharp, lychee patchouli thing going on with this like caramel praline sort of vibe. So definitely give it a go. Some people get this very powdery, sharp, whatever thing going on their skin, but for me, every time I wear it I get a compliment. Every time I wear it I love it, and I just enjoy wearing this one so much. It's been 3 years. It's been 3 years that I've been loving and wearing this fragrance, so that should tell you guys something. Like, that's how much I love it. It has been a favorite of mine for 3 years, so yes. Next up, I have a fragrance from Maison Francis Kurkdjian, and this was hard because I love a lot from this brand. I love Grand Soir, I love Aqua Universalis Forte, I love Baccarat Rouge 540, I love Baccarat Rouge 540 the Extra 8, so this was really difficult for me to just pick one, but I went for Oud Satin Mood. Now, this fragrance to me, oh, it is absolutely a stunning fragrance. This was in my masterpiece video because to me, Oud Satin Mood is a masterpiece. I know this sounds really insane right now, but I don't even feel like worthy of wearing this scent. That sounds really crazy, but have you ever just smelt something that is just so incredible that you don't feel like you could wear it? That's what I feel with this fragrance. I feel like it's just so incredible that I don't even deserve to wear it. Like, that's how, that sounds really lame. This is a stunning, candied, sweet, powdery rose with oud. There's vanilla, there's benzoin, there's violet, there's rose, there's oud. It is just a magnificent scent. I've said this before, but it's oud in the center but wrapped around with this like candied rose with all this sweetness. It's just so beautiful and very enveloping on the skin. Like, you just feel this cloud of sweetness around you, and it's just absolutely amazing. So Maison Francis Kurkdjian Oud Satin Mood, definitely my favorite from the house. But like I said, that house is incredible. I have a lot of favorites from him. Okay, so I'm trying to go a little bit faster. Next up, I have a Kilian, and this is my only Kilian fragrance, and I really want to get more because I know I've sampled a few and I'm just absolutely in love with a few fragrances from Kilian, but the one that I own is Back to Black, and wow. This fragrance is sexy, aphrodisiac, delicious, honey, cherry, tobacco, sexiness. This again makes my mouth water, and I've actually stopped wearing it because the prices of Kilian have gone from around like 300 Australian dollars to 500, and y'all know I can't do a $500 fragrance, so I'm kind of using this one sparingly right now. Powdery, honey, cherry vibe. If you like Jean Paul Gaultier's Scandale, you would love this fragrance. I have to be honest, I like this way better than Scandale. Scandale's like a honey explosion, like you just smell honey, whereas there's a little bit more going on in this one, but same sort of vibe, a mouth-watering honey scent that is just absolutely divine. I get a lot of compliments with that one as well. Like, I've had so many compliments out when I've been clubbing in that fragrance. I've had a lot of compliments. So my #6 is a fragrance that I have been talking about a lot at the moment, and it's one of the most beautiful fragrances that I have ever smelled in my life, and this is from the Armani Prive collection. This is Rose d'Arabie. And like I said, yeah, this is truly one of the most stunning fragrances that I have ever smelled. It is a beautiful oriental spiced rose with some beautiful vanilla going through it. There is also oud in here, but the oud is very much more in the background. It's like the supporting role, but the rose, the oriental rose in there is just absolutely unbeatable. I think that this fragrance is literally a masterpiece, definitely. Okay, so #5. Coming in at my #5 is an Amouage, and this is definitely my favorite Amouage. This is Amouage Sunshine. Oh god, this fragrance drives me insane. This is a fragrance that I just go over to it like every single day, open the cap, and smell it, and it just drives me crazy. It makes my eyes roll back in my head and I'm just absolutely intoxicated. I definitely get this beautiful light tobacco scent. There is white tobacco in here, but it's not the same as tobacco, if that makes any sense. It's kind of got this chewy apricot kind of vibe going on. It's very hard to explain in my opinion. It does have this very kind of sticky, chewy apricot smell, and the chewiness comes from that white tobacco. So it's a very hard fragrance to describe, but it smells just intoxicating. I've been wearing it a lot now that it's coming into spring. I wore it a lot last spring and I received so many compliments with this one. So Amouage Sunshine, definitely one of my favorite from the house of Amouage. I think it is absolutely delicious. If you are a gourmand lover, you have to get on this. It is just absolutely a phenomenal scent. So Amouage Sunshine, definitely one of my favorites. So number 4, we're getting down to it now. We're getting down to the top 4. So this fragrance is from Christian Dior, and this is from the Amazing Christian Dior, the Amazing Christian Dior line. Now, this was hard. I own several from the Amazing Christian Dior line. I own Lancome Noir, Dior Amour, Fève Delicious, Ambre Nuit, but I only wanted to include one. This is my new signature scent, and this is Gris Dior from the Christian Dior line. This used to be called Gris Montaigne, but now it is called Gris Dior. I believe that they haven't changed the notes, if I'm right, but wow, this is just so gorgeous. This is literally, I just love it so much. It is so easy to wear, yet it's unique and it's significant, which in my opinion is what a signature scent has to be. It has to be somewhat unique, smell incredible, and that is literally what this does to me. I also receive a lot of compliments while I've been wearing this one. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So if you don't know how it smells, it is again a rose patchouli scent, but these smell so different. Like, they couldn't be more different if they tried. This one is a lot more resinous, sweeter. There's a lot more going on in the base of this one, whereas Gris Dior is a little bit more of a translucent rose patchouli scent. Now, this also has oak moss in it, which gives it a little bit of like a sour saltiness, and I love that. I love that about this fragrance, that to me this one sits in between being modern and being vintage. It kind of just sits perfectly in between. There is something kind of familiar in here, and I believe it's the oak moss, because oak moss is very popular in more vintage fragrances, but it is just stunning. Like I said, I cannot stop wearing this one. I love it so much. Gris Dior is my current signature, and definitely going to purchase another one. Definitely going to get a backup bottle of that because I love it so much. So yes. Number 3. Okay, so coming in at my number 3 is a fragrance that has been around for years. It is very, very popular, and this is the club banger for women. And I think it's so sad that this fragrance has an association with the club, because it's so beautiful. This is from Mugler, and this is Alien, and this is my 2nd or 3rd bottle of this. This is the first time that I've got the big bottle, and oh my god, I love this. I love Alien so much. This is a very love or hate sort of scent. I feel like people either love it or absolutely hate it, and to me, this is one of the most beautiful fragrances for a woman that I've ever smelled in my life. It is truly intoxicating. That is the word to describe it. It is truly, truly, truly intoxicating, mysterious, unique, sensual, and captivating. Captivating is probably the word that I would use to describe Alien. And if you don't know how it smells, which I'm very positive that you do, it is a beautiful amber and jasmine scent. But to me, I just mostly get a lot of jasmine, a little bit of amber, but it's very hard to describe. The sillage of this fragrance is one of the most beautiful sillage clouds that you've ever smelled. Like, when you catch a whiff, or at least me, when I catch a whiff of Alien in the air, truly intoxicating, like truly, truly intoxicating. So Mugler's Alien is definitely one of my favorites, and like I said, I'll probably continue to purchase that for the rest of my life. Top 2. These 2 fragrances here, it was so hard for me to decide which one is my favorite, but these 2 are currently my 2 favorite fragrances in the world. If I could only have 2 fragrances, these would be them. Now I know I didn't say I had like an order, but I definitely think that if I'm going to be honest with you guys, these are my 2 favorite fragrances currently. So coming in at number 2 is a fragrance that I've talked about a lot. A lot of you guys have actually bought this one because of me, and most of you have absolutely, like myself, fallen totally in love with it, and this is Maison Lancome's Oud Bouquet. Now this is the 2014 formulation. I haven't actually smelt the 2016 formulation, but I think that they would be quite similar. I've heard that they're quite similar fragrances to each other. So Oud Bouquet is just a masterpiece. It really, really is. Now on my skin, I get a beautiful syrupy praline vanillic rose. Like that's what I get totally on my skin. The oud in this fragrance is much more in the background. Now I've heard some people say that this is like a great starter oud, and I quite agree. Like I do kind of agree with that, but when I first smelled this fragrance, I was kind of put off. Like I didn't love this fragrance when I first smelled it. I sprayed it on my skin and I got this very much antiseptic medicinal oud, and I was a bit kind of confused by the scent. I didn't really know what I was smelling exactly, but then I waited and I worked with this scent and I totally fell in love. Obviously it's my top 2 fragrances. I totally fell head over heels in love with this scent, and I've already got a backup bottle of this one. I just know that I'm going to want to wear this for the rest of my life because it truly is one of the most beautiful fragrances that I've smelled. To me, like I said, it's a very gourmand rose. Some people don't get that though. Some people get a lot more woody and smokiness, so definitely test this one out on your skin and see how it makes you feel and how it smells to you, because to me it's one of the most beautiful gourmand rose oud scents that I've ever smelled. But like I said, it can work differently on everyone. So Oud Bouquet from Maison Lancome is my number 2. My number 1 is a fragrance that I've only owned for about 2 months now. And as soon as I got it, I knew that this was going to be one of my favorite fragrances ever. Right now, as of this time in my life, this is my favorite fragrance that I've ever worn, had the pleasure of wearing, and I'm just absolutely in love. Parfums de Marly, Delina. Delina, Delina, Delina. Oh my god. Oh. If I was rich and I had the money to spare, this would be my signature scent. I would have 10 bottles of Delina and just wear it for every day for the rest of my life. Delina is one of the most beautiful feminine fragrances. I have had some crazy, crazy compliments from men while I've been wearing this scent. Delina has the most beautiful little scent trail to it that, like I said, it has that intoxicating aphrodisiac effect going on in here. Now, how does this smell to me? It's very velvety. There is a beautiful, like, velvety feeling when you've got it on your skin. It just blends into your skin and just smells absolutely phenomenal. There is rose, lychee, peony. There is rhubarb in here as well, and to me, that is what separates it from being a boring peony, rose, feminine, floral. I think that the rhubarb is really what makes this fragrance kind of unique and special and captivating. Like, to me, I think that that's what does it. It has this kind of punch in the fragrance that makes it, like I said, it separates it from being a boring floral kind of scent. Now, to me, what I get the most is the peony and the lychee. Those are the 2 most prominent notes to me. I can't say enough good things about Delina. It's gotten me so many compliments. Not that I really care about compliments anymore. I used to love when I got compliments, but now I don't really care. I just wear what I love. But this fragrance, I cannot deny that it has gotten me so many compliments, especially from men. If I could only own 1 fragrance right now, it definitely would be Delina. So this is like my daytime current favorite, and this is like my nighttime current favorite. So if I could only own 2, that'd probably be those 2. So that is it, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this massive video. Like, we just went through 16 fragrances. That was so long, and I am very hungry right now, so I'm gonna go. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will have everything linked down below for you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this. This was extremely highly requested from you guys. Everyone wanted to see what my current favorites are. These are them. These are my 16 favorite fragrances at this current moment in time. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.